Welcome to Human Design Powered Business. I'm Victoria Gibson, and every week I am sharing how you can harness your human design to unlock more flow, leverage, and opportunity within your business. So let's dive in. What if I told you the same system that reveals your deepest gifts, your natural genius, and your beautiful innate talent also holds the keys to revolutionizing your entire approach to attracting clients and growing your business in total alignment? Well, the 6 lines in human design aren't just some far off concept. They're literally your blueprint for understanding the nuance of how you impact others, how you relate to others, how you access your deepest gifts, how you get into alignment. And they also give you an idea of how you can leverage those amazing opportunities to make client attraction easier, to call in the best kind of clients, and to make your business a whole lot more enjoyable than it is right now. And when you start understanding the keys that your human design holds, you're going to be able to break through some of the most common plateaus that many entrepreneurs face. But part of that is understanding the unique differences within you and how to harness those best. So within this podcast series about the 6 lines, I'm going to be sharing with you some of those themes and considerations that you can think about and apply within your own business that will hopefully give you some better awareness, understanding, and opportunity. So the reason why I wanted to share that is that so many strategies, advice, and recommendations out there for us as experts, coaches, creatives, consultants, whatever it is, to be growing our business are really just going to be incompatible with our energy, with our style, with our motivations, our strengths, and our desires. So I am on a mission to fix that. I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to have the most effortless experience in growing your business. Sure, none of it's easy. I get that. But why make it harder by trying to force yourself into strategies, blueprints, advice that just doesn't fit and could actually be doing you more harm and be the cause of some of the unnecessary roadblocks that happen. And they leave you wondering why nothing feels sustainable or authentic. Meanwhile, there's all this beautiful information within your human design that's just sitting there, hidden within, right? Your inner truth ready to access and ready to show you exactly how to approach challenges, build relationships, put yourself out there with ease, and create the kind of influence that feels completely natural to you so that you can overcome a lot of these common roadblocks. So over the next 6 episodes, I'm going to give you an overview into how each line works in human design, and I'm going to show you how to harness that specific energy to overcome many plateaus, catapult your business growth, and just get back into alignment and feeling really good in your business in ways that will be totally aligned to who you really are and help you make the most of the beautiful gift that is you. This isn't about following someone else's formula anymore. This is about understanding your energetic design and building a business that works with you from your human design, not against you. So what are the lines in human design? Human design is actually a synthesis of several systems. So it weaves in astrology, it weaves in Kabbalah, and it weaves in the I Ching and the Hindu chakra system as well. But part of the I Ching, which is an ancient Chinese book of changes, it's thousands of years old and it's uncannily accurate. And the I Ching is a system that is built on what's called hexagrams. So these hexagrams each have meaning and representation within the I Ching, and they are brought into human design as well. And where we see the lines as the numbers from 1 to 6. Now, you'll see those most commonly on your human design profile. If, for example, you are a 5-1 or you are a 3-5 or a 5-2 or a 6-2, that profile is where those line numbers are sort of first represented and represent a large part of who you are and some of your nature in there. Now, just a quick caveat too, what I'm going to share with you in this series is that
this is just going to be kind of more a top line indication, but obviously within your chart, there's going to be lots of distinction and opportunity and nuance in that every one of the 64 gates in human design, which are those characteristics and traits of who you are, and your beautiful natural genius is locked within there and ready to be unlocked. And each of those gates has 6 lines. So say, for example, you can see a number 1 in your life chart. You'll either be gate 1 with a line 1 or line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5, or line 6. Okay, so each of those 64 gates has 6 line opportunities that it could be. So each of those have a different flavor, a different keynote. Okay, so we're not going to go into all that detail within these podcasts, but I just wanted to let you know where you might see some of these numbers show up. So I'm going to go through in each episode a line 1, a line 2, a line 3, a line 4, a line 5, a line 6. And I'm going to share some of those common themes and keynotes. So yes, you can look at it at either side of your profile. So that's where I'm talking about the lines there. Now, if you haven't got a life chart and you don't know your human design, most people are pretty aware, particularly if you're listening to this, most of you would be aware of your human design. But if you're not, then go ahead and get your life chart at my website or in the show notes. So head to victoriagibson.com, grab your free life chart. You just need to enter your birth details and time of birth. If you don't know your exact time of birth, just put midday in, and then you can sort of get a sense of what that represents for you. And if it feels really off, now that could be a sign that you're really not living your design, but it might be that you may need to play around with the time of your birth and see what might resonate more and see what changes within the 24 hours of your actual birthday. And there are some apps that you can have a look 12 hours either side on your chart and see how the profile changes too. So you can have a look at that. But generally the profiles might not change more than sort of 2 times in a day. So in this podcast series, we'll take a look at the lines as they relate to your profile number. Okay, so those 2 numbers within the life chart that are next that tell you your profile. Like I said, you can go and grab your life chart if you don't already have one for free on my website, and that will give you those numbers. And then you can look at both of those numbers and get a sense of what those impacts may be for you. It's pretty cool, these keynotes that come through, how they really shape how you impact others and also how you resonate with others too. It's a lot about relationship and attraction, and particularly in the business sphere, about client attraction. So that's what's really cool about it. So in this episode, we'll dive into line 1 and we'll get started with that. And then you can follow on as the others are released through to line 6. Okay, so let's dive in with line 1, a foundation builder, because when I mentioned about the hexagrams in the I Ching, line 1 sits at the bottom. So they're all horizontal lines and they're in different patterns, but line 1 is the foundational line. So we call this the foundation builder. Okay, so it gives you a beautiful foundation to build a business that can support your desires, your talent, your genius. So you know what so many people get wrong about success? That they think you can just skip the foundation and jump straight to the fancy strategies. But if you're a line 1, your entire energetic design is literally screaming at you to build something solid first, right? So one of the most common profiles here is a 1-3. Okay, so line 1 is called the investigator in the human design system, the foundation, the one who needs to research and understand before moving forward. And if you've been feeling guilty about taking time to learn, study, and really understand your market before launching, then stop. That's not procrastination. That's your line 1. So know that you're going to want to get into the depths of the detail and really get that strong foundation and investigate lots of things before moving forward. Your line 1 superpower is that you create security and confidence in others because you've done the work. When you speak, people listen because they can feel that you know what you're talking about. And maybe that might not be speaking as such, particularly if maybe you haven't got a defined throat, but it can be just in what you're expressing in your business and what you're sharing. You're not just regurgitating surface level information, you've gone deep. So, how can you harness line one energy in your business? Well, first, give yourself permission to be thorough. Your need to research isn't holding you back, it's actually setting you up for massive success. And while everyone else is launching kind of thrown together offers, you're building something that can actually deliver on its promises. Second, I want you to understand that your credibility comes from your depth of knowledge. People are going to come to you because you're the one who's actually done the homework. So lean into that. Share your research process. Show people how thoroughly you understand their problems. And third, your marketing should reflect this depth. Instead of flashy surface level content, fluff, lifestyle pics, create resources that showcase your understanding. Think about case studies, deep dive analyses, comprehensive guides. This is where you can really shine. Great, teaching opportunities as well. And your foundation building action steps are really before you launch anything new, before you put an offer out, ask yourself, have I investigated this thoroughly enough to feel completely confident? If the answer is no, you can keep going, but also recognize where you're trying to rely on this a little bit too much. This can be a bit of a hidden roadblock too. And I know this I'm a 5-1, so I have my line 1 there. So it definitely can hold me back in that I want to make sure I have all the information. But your line 1 energy thrives on that solid foundation of knowledge. So know that is a part of who you are and your genius. Create content that demonstrates your investigative nature. Show your audience the depth of your understanding. When you reveal how much research you've done, how many angles you've considered, people feel safe investing in what you're offering. And here's the thing about line 1 energy. Once you've built that foundation, you become incredibly magnetic to people who are tired of superficial solutions. They want to feel more grounded in the way forward. And they can feel the difference between someone who's done the work and someone who's just winging it. Now, your deep investigation creates the kind of unshakable confidence that attracts ideal clients really, really well. They know that when they work with you, they're getting someone who's thought through every possible scenario, and that gives them a lot of comfort and security. The business truth here for you is that your need for thorough investigation isn't slowing you down. It is actually your competitive advantage, and you can harness that as part of your positioning and your brand. So in a world full of surface level solutions, you're the one offering the depth, the security, and the real results. So make the most of that. And if you feel like you want to go a little deeper into what might be creating a plateau in your business, then make sure you head to the show notes and take a look at my latest training. So get ready next time where we're going to go into line 2 and sharing the hidden advantages that lay within your profile if you have a 2 in your profile. I can't wait to dive into the natural genius of line 2 on the next episode. I'll see you there. Hey, I've got a free energy guide for you on my website at victoriagibson.com. Head over there and uncover more about how the energy centers in your human design dictate how you influence others and how you're also influenced to make decisions and make the choices that can make or break your business. Head to victoriagibson.com and grab your free copy.